Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's the Sutton Podcast.
And there it is! Sutton United at the GM Vauxhall Conference have put out First Division Coventry City, winners of the FA Cup themselves less than 2 years ago. And what a moment to enjoy for the fans of this Surrey side. They've had their moments before, but never one like this. But the whistle goes now. Delight for Sutton United. Sutton United from the National League are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. No longer English football's perennial non-league club. A 123-year crescendo reaches a new peak for Sutton United, who are promoted to the Football League for the first time.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome everyone to the Monday after. We've tried to do it as late as possible to freshen up. Not sure who is going to join us, but definitely with me today is Gabriel. Hey Gabriel, are you all right?
Hello, I'm good. And you?
Very well, thank you. Need to try and get some more audio to add to my introduction, especially Dundo greeting me yesterday with, "Hey, the podcast guy." So I've asked him to send me a file, see if he'll do that for me. But yeah, what a day! It was 24 hours now it's passed since kickoff.
It was a fantastic day for me, and it was the first game that I watched with my whole family. I took the little ones too, and they were so ecstatic about it. Everything was going so good, and I really feel that we didn't deserve the ending. I really felt that we had it in our pocket.
Yeah, it was a hard take, but I've been sort of desperately, as I always do, try and take positives. And I was saying last night, technically we didn't lose; it was a draw. So we've not actually lost in the Papa John's Trophy yet. we've drawn, and also if they get promoted, as they're likely to get, they will not be in the competition next year. So we will technically be the holders because we reached the final. So
actually, my 5-year-old son just told me an hour ago that he thinks that Sutton won actually the game because when they had the best players on the field, they won.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's a hard one to take. I think the moment 7 minutes went up, and we were defending quite well at the time, but I think the moment the 7 minutes went up, you could just see Rotherham lift that little bit where they knew they had a bit of time. 7 minutes was a long time. I get that, and I understand that. Working out all the different possibilities, why it's probably right, but it just seems a lot. It seems really odd, and we've got it seems unfair. And then just as they announced man of the match as Craig Dundas, I'm not obsessed, Craig, honestly. As Eastie, we all kind of cheered. Maybe you don't know that, just let the players switch off for a second, thinking what's happening, especially as after a few minutes before there was a pitch invader. So maybe there was that split second switch off, and they scored very, very soon after this. But yeah, the minute it went to extra time, we just like, we're not going to. Had it gone straight to penalties, I would have been jumping up and down confident.
Yeah. I wish it wouldn't have been the extension time, the 120 minutes.
It's definitely a hard one to take. But you know what? It is what it is. Very difficult. It was a difficult journey home. A bit sad. I mean, the whole day in itself though was just extremely brilliant. I was up ridiculously early, walking the dog to get out of the way, and left quite early to get up to London. And I was at Wembley, I think, just before 11, or just after 11. What about yourself? What time did you kind of get there?
No, only at the last minute because we had the kids and I was trying to take them at the very last minute so that they don't get bored. And
yeah.
they are very small, 5 and 8 years old, and they are pretty difficult. It was their first game. I actually didn't expect to behave like this. I think that the game helped us. But speaking about the positives, I'm trying also to get a positive perspective over it. And I'm thinking that, Leicester 2016, it was probably the greatest story of sport, of the modern football ever. Yeah, but before having Leicester 2016, there was Leicester 2013.
Yeah.
The penalty of Anthony Knockert against Watford in the extension time,
Yeah.
And he missed, and Watford scored on the counter-attack, and they lost in the playoffs, in the semi-final of the playoffs of the championship. So maybe something good will come for us in a while, because I feel like we didn't deserve it. The players were fantastic, all of them. They put everything in this game, and they really, really deserved. And also for us as fans, it was such a fantastic atmosphere, and everybody chanted, and I think we really deserved that win. But it wasn't
absolutely.
To be.
Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't help with so many of us. Obviously, you're fairly recent, but so many of us were just, the day itself was a prize. We're quite happy to go to Wembley. Quite happy. Obviously, we weren't overly fussed. The players they're a special bunch, and they want to win. And there's all of us going, no, it's great, it's fine. So it's probably not helping that they're kind of going, no, we do want to win. I've seen a few of them on there going, oh, we really wanted to do it for you guys. And it's hard because you're like, you got us to the final. You got us beyond where we expected to be. Last night back at the clubhouse, I don't normally do this, but I went back there afterwards, and I was so glad I did, because as they came in, you could sort of see the first few players, their faces were quite miserable and a bit annoyed. And then it was literal spontaneous applause as they were all coming in, because they came in sort of drips and drabs. And then towards the end, as obviously everyone could hear the reactions, they were all kind of a little bit more pumped up for it. And I didn't stay for long, but apparently the party went on. Well, I think the Gandemonium guys left at about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and it was still going full swing. So God knows what time they actually finished last night. So I'm guessing there's no training today.
They deserved it. All the applauses and all the praise, they really deserved it. They were fantastic, everyone, each and everyone. I can't fault the efforts of any player. Buzanis had 2 amazing saves before their goal. Ajiboye had two fantastic actions. The one in which he serves Randall, and the one in which he creates the goal for Eastmont, the second goal. Mm-hmm. And he's the guy, it's not like pointing fingers, but he's the guy who misses his man for their second goal, who fails to come back.
Yeah.
That action. It's 97 minutes, and
it would have been too obvious and a bit of a cliche if we'd actually won. So we'll take the hurt and we'll move on, and we'll use it to sort of inspire us for the next 7 league games, and especially with people. I mean, we've got people coming back from injuries as well now. So Tanto got a good run out. Donovan's clearly got a run out. So we're starting to get people back from injuries. So these it could really, really be the best thing.
Yeah. To me, actually, the breaking point, the turning point of the game was the moment when Ben Goodlife had to be taken off the pitch, because he, not only that we lost an amazing defender who's a kamikaze to me, that jumps in front on every opponent shot, but we had the second change that forced Matt Gray to make 3 changes at the next one, because for me, I would have kept Craig Eastmont for the whole 90 minutes, even if he was staying in the center of the. He should have been there. He's the captain. He's the leader. He should have been there, even if he couldn't walk.
Yeah, I mean,
he had to make all the changes because he didn't have any.
You can only go 3 changes on 3 occasions. And at the time, to be fair, they'd offered pretty much nothing apart from their goal at the end of the first half, which happened right in front of me. And annoyingly, the footwork for his first goal was absolutely just brilliant for their first goal. He made space, and it was okay, good goal. But other than that, it was like, okay, Dean makes some saves, but we were kind of coasting, and I was almost about to. The floodgates were opening, and I was about to burst into tears. And then that 7 minutes went up, and everyone was just like, "Whoa!" That in hindsight, people have kind of gone, "Well, yes, with all the substitutions and the injuries and everything."
Yeah, I did expect a long extension time because there was that long break with Ben Goodleaf.
Mm-hmm.
In which I actually had the time to go to the toilet, come back, and the game didn't actually start it again. So it was like 3 or 4 minutes of rain cast there.
Yeah. So it at the time it felt too much. I'll be honest. To me, I was like, that seems a lot, because normally even a long one is 5 minutes, but it just felt a lot. But then obviously talking to other people, seeing other comments, you're like, oh, possibly. It was fair, but I just think that the timing of it and the timing of the man of the match announcement was during one of their attacks, and you just don't know. Did they just hear a cheer and think, "What's that?" That split second and create space, but you don't know what happens in these things. It's all a bit weird, but as we've said, getting to the final, getting the whole day, as I say, I was up and down, wandering around, talking to more people than I've spoken to in years. And it was just absolutely amazing. By the way, I've had several people say they'd wanted to come on the podcast. So whether that was the drink talking or not, I've got your names and I'll be getting back in touch with you. So you might as well send the email early now. But yeah, so what are we hoping for now for the rest of the season? Are we hoping for a little bounce of those extra 12,000 fans to rock up?
Yeah. It was 15,000 people there, and you have 3,000 spectators at the home games on average. Mm-hmm. So if 1,000 of those guys are coming, that would be a packed stadium, basically.
Yeah, you can kind of see though where some of the I know a lot of extra people suddenly turn up, but where some of the extras are is, for example, yourself and your family.
Yeah,
were
exactly.
there.
We were basically 4 times the number we usually are.
Yeah, and there's another guy I spoke to, Stephen, who's been on as well. Same thing with his family. So he had four times his normal. And so at first you hear all the tickets and you're like, oh my God, where have they all come from? But then when you start sitting there going, well, actually, if someone's bringing 2 or 3 people with them, it inflates it quite quickly. So it's not all plastics. There are definitely some plastics, and there was a couple comments on social media about various different things that had happened with some of the so-called Sutton fans. But overall, we're hoping that we can get a little tiny percentage of them coming back to
I was thinking at least at the next game, that is this Saturday, there should be a packed stadium and to offer a standing ovation to the players, really.
Absolutely, and that would be very good for me because I've sponsored the match balls at the next match, so that's like, hey, nice big attendance to hear my name. That would be nice.
Unfortunately, I cannot attend because now I'm already in Bucharest.
Are you?
We've left at 5:00 this morning.
Oh, blimey!
Yeah, it's the kids' holiday, and we usually come back here because it's not so long that we have left, and we have families here, and we want to come back.
Oh God, I'm taking you away from your holiday. I'm so sorry. I will finish soon.
No, it's fine. I'm really happy to do it.
And will Little be coming to Gander Green Lane or not yet?
Sorry?
Will your children be coming to Gander Green Lane or not yet?
My son had a very funny comment, of course, after yesterday's game. He said that he wants to. It was his very first game, and also for my daughter that they've seen live. And he said he wants to come to another Sutton game, but this time to be a game that Sutton wins.
It'll be a bit different for him. You say, we'll go to Sutton game, and then you rock up at Gander Green Lane. He'll be looking around going, what?
Yeah.
This isn't, no, I want to go to the proper one.
That's true.
Well, Rosie was banging on all week that she wanted to come to Wembley. and because I knew I was going on my own, there was no chance I was bringing her, because I'm very selfish, and B, I just would be too worried about where is she, what's she doing. But I'm hoping. I spoke to a few of the Sutton ladies yesterday as well, and their match is scheduled for Sunday, a good one. So hopefully we'll be able to. If it's at Gander Green Lane, we'll go to that one. So that'll just keep her a little bit quiet and I can relax a little bit, because it's a nice when there's not so many people around. It's all right for the kids to run around. So obviously not this week, but if ever you're home and you want the two of them to come, do one of the ladies' games at Gander Green Lane, because they can run around up and down the stands, do whatever they like, because it's usually quite quiet. There's a couple of hundred people there max.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he was very impressed with all the shouting and
the
atmosphere that it was around. And at a certain moment, he started shouting himself very, very enthusiastically.
I did hear a dad a couple rows behind me explaining to his little one, who was about, I think, 6, 7 maybe. Okay, well, no, you can swear at football. But you mustn't do it. And I sort of turned and went, and do not tell mum. But the kids love all that. Oh my God, everyone's shouting, and everyone's allowed to shout and scream.
Also, this is a memory that they will carry for the rest of their lives, and maybe that they will be determined to watch football and to become football fans after a game like this, because it was a very special event. And when I think back of my first memories from football, my father was a Rapid fan. Maybe you've heard the team Rapid Bucharest, and they had the most amazing gallery here in Romania. They still have, and he took me to Rapid's games, and it was so much singing and flags and everything, and I still recall even now the singing, and probably that is what made me become a football fan.
Yeah, I mean, that's what most little ones remember. Nothing really about the football. It doesn't that bit doesn't really make a difference. It's the whole crowd and everything, as you say, and nothing's really going to ever compare to your first. Well, nothing's going to compare to his first match, because it's at Wembley with sort of 15,000 Sutton fans. But hopefully, you never know what's going to happen. We might be back there in 54 days. I think I worked it out. So we've all waited 41 years, and now 54 days.
There was a book written by a Bromley fan, the guy who wrote also the Bromley Boys.
Oh yeah.
The Long Way to Wembley.
Yeah.
They waited for like 60 or 70 years. They were there in the 50s for a FA Cup Amateur Cup final, and then they went there with Omar Bugil scoring in 2017, I guess.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
2 days ago they just qualified again.
Absolutely.
Only 5 years this time.
yeah, absolutely. So you never know, and I know there was a lot of different people from within the club, and they all said different versions of, okay, this was nice, this was lovely, but this is just the start. This is a springboard that is going to push us on to bigger things. So it sounds ridiculous and unbelievable to say, but yeah, even better things could be coming ahead for us in the next few seasons, which I don't know what I'll do.
I don't know. At the beginning, I felt like some of the wins were rather lucky, rather accidental, such as Crawley, for example, when we scored from a mist after they missed a penalty.
Yeah.
And even with Port Vale, we actually were so happy when we equalized that 3-3, and we were thinking, I was speaking with a mate in the stands, it's great. Why the hell are they running to take the ball? Because it's great if we get out of this game with a draw.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And there was some comment, I've lost it now, and someone was getting annoyed because they're saying this is like the 6th or 7th goal we've conceded in added time. And I'm like, yeah, but we've also scored 6 or 7 goals in added time. So I did work it out a few weeks ago, and I think it was fairly even over the season of the points that we'd stolen or the wins we'd stolen and the draws as that we've lost.
What I wanted to say was that in this spring, I felt that we actually played better and we deserve more from the games. Or we were quite unlucky. We were given a stupid penalty that was never there at Walsall. The second goal scored by Swindon is from a clear offside. I rewinded it 10 times in slow motion, and it's so clear of offside, Swindon's decisive goal. And then at Port Vale, it's a deflection. And now, yesterday again, the ball was deflected twice, luckily for Rotherham. And then when the guy shoots, I looked at masochistically looked at this second goal of Rotherham 10 times in slow motion, and he shoots and the ball hits Buzanis in the shoulder, and before the goal, he touches the shoulder
half a centimeter this way.
Yeah,
it's a block.
Exactly, that would have been above the net.
But yeah, it is over the season they kind of even themselves out. But yeah, as disappointing as it is, you can't be too disappointed. We've had the day we wanted. We've enjoyed ourselves. Had a bit of fun, and we then kind of know that the players are going to go, okay, now real work starts, and push on to the end of the season.
We had that frustrating season opener at Gander Green Lane against Oldham. And I was so frustrated that I actually skipped the next game at the I was so frustrated. I still cannot get into this extension time goals that you have so often in Romania. If you're at the 89 minutes with 1-0, probably it's 99% the game is over. But here, never over.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to watch the game.
Sorry?
You can watch the game on Saturday, time permitting, because if you go to the club's website and you use the iFollow service, you'll be able to watch it.
I will follow the later
excellent
game.
So you'll be
from abroad. From abroad, you can follow them. Even on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we'll leave it there because it is just a case of recovering today and getting back to it. Luckily, I took the day off work because I knew that I was going to be all over the place today. And obviously, you're off work because you've gone on holiday. So enjoy your holiday and say hi to the family. You have to bring them all down to Gander Green Lane.
I will try to convince them for the Newport game if the weather helps.
Yeah, or if not, the Bradford one at the end of the season. That'll be a big atmosphere as well for him.
Yeah.
So all right. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for listening. Follow on any of the socials at Sutton Podcast. I think I've forgotten to do that the last 3 or 4 pods. But yeah, thanks for listening and take care, everyone. Enjoy your holiday, Gabriel. United!